allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remain standing for the prayer, please.
Father God, we are so grateful for your leadership, Lord, and the wisdom that you give and the way that you guide it. And Father, I am personally grateful for the people, Lord, that you appoint to lead us here in our town and our city, God. For those on this council, Lord, that have led, God, that have guided and directed by your will. Father, we just pray, God, I pray specifically for the three that are stepping down this evening. God, I am so grateful for the leadership that you've brought through them, God, for us. God, I pray a special blessing over them, Jesus, that you'd bless them for their service in our community. That you wouldn't decrease their influence in this season, but that you'd actually increase it. God, in their love and their passion for our community. God, I pray that same blessing, God, over the three that are coming on the council tonight. And we firmly believe that you appoint those in authority for your glory and for your leadership. And God, I just pray that you would bless their action, their activity, their guidance, their wisdom, Lord, their leadership, as they take the position that you have appointed them to this evening, Father. Lord, we are so grateful for your leadership, God, for your presence, for the way that you guide and direct even our community here in Guthrie. It's in Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. I call to order our...
Can I say something?
Yes.
I just want those in the audience and those watching on TV to be aware, our sound system has given us some difficulty tonight. We had a piece in our sound system that broke last night at the HPC meeting. We had someone look at it today to try to fix it. Part's 25 years old. I think we got our money's worth out of it, but we had to order a new piece, so we're trying to limp along tonight with the old piece with some repairs to it. So we may have some sound difficulties. If it starts giving feedback, we may even have to turn it off, and then we won't have any sound for those watching on TV. But I just want to give everybody a heads up that we have ordered the part, but we may have to limp along tonight and suffer with the sound system we have. Thank you.
Okay. So I've called to order our Guthrie Public Works Authority meeting. This is again under the 64th City Council, the outgoing City Council, if you will. The item 2 on the agenda for the Public Works Authority meeting of May 7th is a consent agenda, which is the approval of the minutes of April 2nd. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
And a second. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Submit your votes, please. See the votes. Unanimous approval of the council present. With that, our Guthrie Public Works Authority meeting of the 64th City Council is adjourned. And I call to order our City Council meeting, 64th City Council of May 7th. The consent agendas, of which there are 3, is the approval of the minutes of our council retreat held last August, approval of the minutes of the City Council workshop on April 2nd, and approval of the minutes of our regular City Council meeting also on April 2nd. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second. And a second. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Submit your votes. Let's see the votes. Unanimous approval of the consent agenda, items A, B, and C. Item 3 is discussion and possible action to approve the 2019 collective bargaining agreement between the FOP, Fraternal Order of Police, and the City of Guthrie. Staff comments?
This was negotiated earlier this year when our city planner left. It took time out from finishing this document. It's finished now, and it's consistent with our discussions we had in executive session as we negotiated the agreement.
Okay. So I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
And a second. Have a motion and a second to approve the 2019 collective bargaining agreement. Any other discussion? Submit your votes.
I'll vote for it.
See the votes. Unanimous approval. to approve the 2019 collective bargaining agreement.
The city council is the leadership of our team, and we really can't do anything for our community or serve our community and move our community forward without you all adopting the budget, which is probably our biggest policy document, supporting staff, through the retreat, setting the plan for the future year. And in August, we'll be going through that again with the new city council retreat to kind of determine what our plan of action is for the future year and on forward. So you all play a very important role for our community, and staff is very appreciative. Before I give these out, of course, it's $1 for your service. It's symbolic. I always make the same corny joke every year. I always bring my change purse in case any of you feel like you didn't earn the whole dollar. I can make change.
Okay.
Cheryl Paget.
Pardon me? That's good.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you.
And if you want to make any remarks, I'll pause for you to do that.
Oh, okay. I do want to tell everybody, both Ward 3 and the citizens of Guthrie, that I am honored to have served the people for 6 years. It was my pleasure. I wasn't sure that I knew what I was doing when I started, but I found that it's gratifying, and it is also something that means a lot to me and perhaps the people of this. I truly hope that I have made some people happy, that I've done some things that you were happy with, and I am going to continue to serve Guthrie. I'm going to apply for some of the boards, see what I can do. You all step up. We need some people that care about the city as much as we do. I'd love to see more of you serve. Thank you so much for my time.
Councilman Jeff Taylor. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Leroy.
And I'll pause if you have any remarks.
Just appreciate the time, and I just kind of what she's saying. We just need more of you to step up and help us out. There's lots of positions. The mayor's always telling us about somebody, so anyway, thank you.
And Councilman Gaylord C. Thomas. Thank you for your service,
You got that change purse there? I didn't do the full term, so.
About 75 cents.
All right. I'm gonna keep it short. Thanks for the faith the council put in me to bring me back to finish the term, and what they're saying is right. We need more people to step up to the plate and come out.
And next, Mayor Stephen Gentling.
Thank you, Leroy.
Speech.
You gonna let me do this? Is the timer on?
Our time limit.
A 1 minute time limit is what he's showing me. Greatly appreciate the opportunity to serve the past 4 years and serve with a remarkable team. And the staff here, and as you have noticed, the staff is changing, but the city staff just spectacular. The leadership Leroy has shown is phenomenal, and the council that I've had the opportunity to work with in the last 4 years has been a true delight. It's been a gift for me, and I greatly appreciate that, and look forward to serving some more.
Thank you. Councilman Jim Case. Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
Wow, can I spin this all in one spot? I really appreciate the fact that the citizens of Guthrie have trusted me for this position, and the people that I work with are awesome. Leroy, the staff, we've just got some really, really good people taking care of city government in Guthrie right now. So anyway, thank you.
City staff will make sure that Mr. Bothroyd and Mr. Wood get their plaques as well, and we will express our appreciation to them when we give them their plaques. Thank you.
Okay. The fifth item on our council agenda is request comments from members of the city council. Well, if anybody has some second thoughts, Councilman Paget, Councilwoman Paget?
Thank you. In addition to what I said a while ago, I mean this sincerely. I have never, ever worked with a better range of staff than what the city of Guthrie has. If there's been a problem, they're there to solve it. They work with limited means, and they do with that. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you continue.
Good. Councilman Case?
I'm good.
No? Okay. Councilman Taylor?
How about those Guthrie Blue Jays? 5A state champs in golf, and the high individual as well. And I'll rub it in a little bit more. How about those Oklahoma State Cowboys? Other than that, thank you, staff. Appreciate what you all do, really.
Councilman Thomas?
Yeah, there can't be enough said about the staff, the ones that have been here and that have served and the ones that are taking over. They got big shoes to fill, and I can't say enough about the work that all of them have done, so thank you all, and you guys are all right to work with too, so.
That being the end of our agenda, I'm adjourning our city council for the 64th city council, and we will move now into the 65th city council. The first item that we have is the swearing in of the city council members. Councilman Don Channel, Councilman Chuck Bircher, Councilman James Long, Mayor Steve Gatling.
You all would please present yourself.
I'm not gonna cut him any slack.
You all, you gentlemen, please raise your right hand and follow after me. I state your name.
I, James Long,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
and will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
that I have not paid or contributed,
that I have not paid or contributed,
either directly or indirectly, any money or other valuable thing to procure my nomination or election or appointment, except for necessary and proper expenses expressly authorized by law, that I have not knowingly violated any election law of the state or procured it to be done by others in my behalf, that I will not knowingly receive directly or indirectly any money or other valuable thing for performance or non-performance of any act or duty pertaining to my office, other than the compensation allowed by law. And I further swear or affirm
You all might hold still for a minute. If any family members or friends want pictures of you being sworn in, Judge, would you? And so if anybody wants to take pictures, now would be the time to do it.
Fire tree, Jenna, fair tree. Gee, I keep forgetting how long.
Just right there. Okay, squeeze in, please. Go. 1, 2, 3.
I think we got one more.
Yeah, we'll get your better side.
It's for the post office.
Yeah, that's for all the numbers they'll hang it over there.
This is for the post office.
Thank you all.
After that, they need a drink.
Red or white? I know, I forgot all that. I knew it was going to be.
And in case you're wondering, Councilman Chuck Bircher is not available. He has an illness and was not available to be here today. But we'll be taking the oath a little bit later. All right. I call to order our Public Works Authority meeting of the 65th City Council of May 7th. Is there community announcements or recognitions other than this batch of proclamations that I have? This is not working, I guess.
No, it's working.
Doesn't turn it
No,
on.
he just turned it off.
Turn it on.
He was giving feedback.
Hello.
There you go.
This thing's on.
I guess it's working. I have some proclamations. Van, you want to come forward here? This is the proclamation for Kids to Parks Day, and we'll read it, unless you want to.
Please.
Whereas May 18th, 2019 is the 9th Kids to Parks Day organized and launched by the National Park Trust. And whereas Kids to Parks Day empowers kids and encourages families to get outdoors and visit America's parks. And whereas it is important to introduce a new generation to our nation's parks because of the decline in park attendance over the last decades. And whereas we should encourage children to learn more about an active lifestyle to combat issues of childhood obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and cholesterol. And whereas Kids to Parks Day is open to all children and adults across the country to encourage a large and diverse group of participants. And whereas Kids to Parks Day will broaden children's appreciation for nature and outdoors. Now therefore, I, Stephen J. Gentling, Mayor of the City of Guthrie, do hereby proclaim May 18th, 2019 as Kids to Parks Day and urge residents of Guthrie to make time on May 18th to take the children in their lives to a neighborhood's park, state, or national. Signed, 7th day of May. Van?
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, council. I too would like to thank city workers, especially Tinny and Blue, the great job that they do. It's been a pleasure to serve on this board. It's really neat to see Banner Park come along. Please come out and see Banner Park this summer. And there are other parks too. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. The next proclamation I have has to do with the Community Action Agency. Jennifer? And we have the boss here too. Do you want to come up here, or you're going to be the official photographer? Okay.
Jennifer runs this family.
Yeah, she does. Okay. Jennifer, you ready?
I am.
Okay. Whereas community action agencies were created when Economic Opportunity Act of 1964 was signed into law, and whereas community action agencies have a 55-year history of promoting self-sufficiency for those with limited income, and whereas community action agencies have made an essential contribution to individuals and families in Oklahoma by providing them with innovative and cost-effective programs. And whereas community action agencies are needed as a major participant in the reform of the welfare system as we know it today, and whereas welfare reform in Oklahoma has benefited from the state's partnership with the community action agencies, and whereas those with limited income continue to need opportunities to improve their lives and their living conditions, thus ensuring that all citizens are able to live in dignity. And whereas Oklahoma and the entire United States must continue to wage war on poverty by providing support and opportunities for all citizens in need of assistance. Now therefore, I, Stephen J. Gentling, Mayor of the City of Guthrie, do hereby declare in Guthrie, Oklahoma, in recognition of the hard work and dedication of Central Oklahoma Community Action Agencies, the month of May 2019 as Community Action Month.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here. We are here in Guthrie, and we are located off Pine and Perkins in the Guthrie Housing Authority building. It's been a great partnership, but we definitely welcome anyone and everyone who wants to help us change the culture within those facing poverty here in Logan County. So thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Next one ahead is Neighborhood Solutions. Sue and company.
I brought the family.
I guess. Good. This is good. Okay. I'll now read the proclamation. Whereas First Capital Neighborhood Solutions Foundation was founded in April 9, 2007 to foster neighborhood revitalization and provide neighborhood capacity building services to the greater Guthrie community. And whereas Neighborhood Solutions will celebrate its 11th anniversary this month, and whereas Neighborhood Solutions has created and managed $11,500,000 in housing projects and low-interest mortgage loans to low-income families, representing a substantial investment to our community. And whereas Neighborhood Solutions co-founded Logan County Long-Term Recovery Group to assist 21 families that were survived the 2014 wildfires, and since that time has assisted more than 17 additional families that have lost their homes to fire. And whereas Neighborhood Solutions has directed and managed numerous annual community projects, including the Great Escape Wheelchair Ramp Project, Fresh Paint Days, Street Beautification, Trash Off, Street Corner Decoration, Old Glory Project, and the Guthrie and Veteran Projects. And whereas Neighborhood Solutions is extremely proud and grateful to its many corporate sponsors, including Keep Oklahoma Beautiful, Home Depot, Ace Hardware, Salvation Army, North Care, Consumer Credit Counseling, Red Cross, Community Action Agency, Brewer Carpet, Catholic Charities, USDA-RD, EMI, Central Rural Electric Co-op, Guthrie Churches, and the City of Guthrie, and numerous Guthrie businesses. Now, therefore, I, Stephen J. Gentling, the Mayor of the City of Guthrie, do hereby declare April 2019, we were a little bit late in getting this on, but declare April 2019 as Neighborhood Solutions Month in Guthrie, Oklahoma, in recognition of the hard work and dedication of the First Capital Neighborhood Solution Foundation. Sue DeSharm. And family.
That was a mouthful, listing our partnerships, but we couldn't do what we do without their partnership. And I don't know that, it kind of blurred when he kept reading all those names that we have collected over the 11 years. But we also could not have done this without the support of the City of Guthrie. And that's been very important to us. It allows us to move forward and keep working with little or no money. So we appreciate very much what you folks give to us as well. Thank you.
The last proclamation I have, that usually brings grand applause. Thank you. It's National Police Week. Chief? Whereas there are approximately 900,000 law enforcement officers serving communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Guthrie Police Department. Whereas there have been 60,211 assaults against law enforcement officers in 2017, resulting in approximately 17,476 injuries. And whereas since the first recorded death in 1791, more than 21,127 law enforcement officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty, including 3 members of the Guthrie Police Department. Whereas the names of these dedicated public servants are engraved on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C., and whereas 371 new names of fallen heroes are being added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, including 156 officers killed in 2018. And whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of all fallen officers and their families, and the U.S. flag is flown at half-staff. Now be it therefore resolved that I, Stephen J. Gentling, the Mayor of the City of Guthrie, formally designate May 12th through the 18th, 2019, as Police Week in the City of Guthrie, Oklahoma, and publicly salute the service of the law enforcement officers in our community and in the communities across our great nation. Chief? Yep.
It's, we'll spend next week celebrating what our guys do every day. It's, you know, it's a pretty thankless job, but they and I appreciate you all taking the time to recognize it. It means a lot to them. Thank you.
That being the last item on our Guthrie Public Works Authority meeting, I adjourn our Public Works Authority meeting and call to order our City Council meeting of the 65th City Council of May 7th. The second item on our agenda is a consent agenda, items A and B. Item A is the approval of a contract with the YMCA for the operation of the municipal swimming pool for the 2019 season. And B is a deny of a tort claim concerning the Oklahoma Municipal, or as recommended by the Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Al, is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Submit your vote, please. Let's see the votes. Unanimous approval of all council present to approve the consent agenda. Item number 3, discussion and possible action to acknowledge and sign the Code of Ethics for elected and appointed officials as approved by the 60th City Council on July 21st, 2019. I believe that is over on the table over here.
2009.
Is it? I'm sorry?
2009.
2009, what did I say?
19.
Oh, excuse me, 2009, correction. I believe that all council present has signed that, so there's no discussion. Action has already been taken. Item number 4, discussion and possible action by the city council to elect a vice mayor for the term of 2 years. My nomination is Gaylord Z. Thomas, and I'll entertain, this also officially can be an open nomination. So if there's any other nominations by the council, I will accept those at this time. Hearing none, I'll continue on and ask for a motion and a second on the nomination of Gaylord Z. Thomas as the vice mayor.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Submit your votes, please. Let's see the votes. Unanimous approval for our new vice mayor. Congratulations, Councilman Thomas.
Thank you.
Item number 5, Discussion and possible action to confirm the mayor's appointment of James Long, Chuck Bircher, and Don Channel to the Finance Committee for a 2-year term expiring in May 4th, 2021. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Submit your votes. Let's see the votes. Unanimous approval of the council present to appoint James Long, Chuck Bircher, and Don Channel to the Finance Committee. Item number 6, discussion and possible action to confirm the mayor's appointment of Jim Case, Jeff Taylor, and Gaylord Thomas to the Streets Committee for a 2-year term expiring May 4th, 2021. I'll entertain a motion.
Sure, I'll make a motion. So moved.
It was a sure down there, okay. We got one sure, and do we have a second of that sure?
Second.
We have a second. Okay, any other discussion? Submit your votes, please. Let's see the votes. Unanimous approval from the council present to confirm the appointment of Jim Case, Jeff Taylor, and Gaylord Thomas to the Streets Committee. Item number 7, discussion and possible action for city council to appoint one of its members to serve as ex officio to the Historic Preservation Commission. My nomination is Mr. James Long, Councilman James Long, for that. And I will entertain a motion
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Submit your votes. See the votes. Unanimous approval to appoint Mr. James Long to the Historic Preservation as an ex officio member. Item number 8, discussion and possible action for the mayor and city council to appoint 2 city council members who serve as non-voting ex officio members of the Guthrie Convention and Visitors Bureau. At the present time, there is not a nomination. I would ask if any of the council present were interested, that you say so now.
I would do it.
See?
I would.
Okay, there are 2. Councilman Bothroyd is going off, and myself, with it presently, the 2.
If you want me to.
Jeff Taylor? Okay, all right. Is there any other
You want to do it, John?
comments?
You want to do it?
What?
Do you want on there instead of me?
I don't care. Whatever you gonna do. I'm easy.
Put him on there, Mayor.
The nomination is
He's not going to say anything. I was going to make you
Confusing.
Gaylord Z. Thomas and Councilman Jim Case to the Guthrie Convention Visitor Bureau. And I'll entertain a motion
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Submit your votes. See the votes. Unanimous approval then of Councilman Case and Thomas to be ex officio on the Guthrie Convention Visitor Bureau. Item number 9, discussion and possible action of the City Council to reconfirm the appointment of Mayor Gentling as the city's designated voting delegate for the ACOG, as well as Councilman Taylor to be the alternate. I'll entertain a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Submit your votes. See the votes. Unanimous approval then to have Mayor Gentling and Councilman Taylor as the primary and alternate on the ACOG. Item number 10, discussion and possible action for the City of Guthrie's official ballot voting for 2 trustees to the Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group for a 3-year term. Staff, any staff comments? We have all the applications that were sent to the council. There are, I think, about 12. And we can nominate, we can endorse 2, and then how many ever gets the most votes from all the city councils. Is there any discussion? There were 6 individuals out of that 12 that had actually sent letters requesting consideration. That meant something to me. Vicki Patterson, the city manager at Broken Bow, has been on the board. I would recommend to the city council that we endorse her nomination. And Russ Meacham is the city financial officer for the city of Perry. He's a CPA. He's got 10 years' experience at the city in a number of consulting jobs with cities around the state. I think he would be also an excellent candidate. I would suggest to the council those two individuals that we endorse to go forward, Vicki Patterson and Russ Meacham.
I would say, first of all, that it's unusual to see that many put their package in. Usually there's only 2 or 3, and it makes it a lot easier. But I think you've got the right answer, and I would make the motion to
Okay.
accept your idea.
Nomination?
I'll second
Okay.
that.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Submit your votes then. Let's see the votes. Unanimous approval from the council present to endorse Russ Meacham and Vicki Patterson to the Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group as our 2 trustees that we would nominate. Item number 11, discussion possible action to confirm mayor's nomination of Lynn Bilodeau, Patrick Kerr, Adam Ropp to the Guthrie Historic Preservation Commission for a 3-year term ending March 31st, 2022.
So moved.
A motion, is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
One point of clarification. On this particular board, there's designations of different types and owners' expertise to keep that straight so we know which slot everybody goes in. Mr. Bilodeau has been on as an owner representative in the past,
And Adam would be
be
an
an
owner.
owner, and Mr. Kerr would be one from the
Significant-
knowledge,
Significant knowledge.
just so that we keep it straight
Okay.
in the future. If that would be
Yep.
reflected in the minutes, it would be good.
Good point. Good point. Okay. And is that acceptable to
Yes.
the motion and to the second? Don, did you have the second on
Yes.
that? Is that acceptable with that addition, that amendment, if you will? Okay. All right, submit your votes. See the votes. Unanimous approval from council present to confirm the nominations of Lynn Bilodeau, Patrick Kerr, Adam Ropp to the Guthrie Historic Preservation Commission. Item number 12, discussion possible action to confirm mayor's appointment of Kate Corbett for a second 3-year term, as well as Jamie Newton for the library board.
Would just like to make a correction for Kate Corbett. Her term will conclude 2022.
Oh, okay.
3 years, yeah.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? I must say that we had really good candidates for these positions, which made it difficult and easy, because whoever we nominated were good quality individuals for the library board. Okay, submit your votes, please. Let's see the votes. Unanimous approval from council present to confirm Kate Corbett for a second 3-year term, and Jamie Newton to complete Melanie's term through May of 2020. Item number 13, discussion possible action to approve ordinance number 3317, rezoning of a tract of land on Division. Staff?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and City Council. Geez, I'm not one that really needs a mic. This, as indicated, this is going to be rezoned from the existing R1 to C2. The property is located at 423 South Division. It's right north of Perkins and basically across the street from the Goodwill store there. There's a little property there. It's been utilized as commercial property. Currently, it has been vacant. The property owner is looking to convert it to commercial to try to get some commercial uses in it. There was no objections or even letters for the item that staff received. And then the Planning Commission at their April 11, 2019 meeting had voted unanimously 4-0 to approve the rezone.
Okay, David, thank you. Any questions of David before he leaves? Okay. Dan, sorry.
All right. I've been called worse.
Sorry. Sorry, Dan. Got the D right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
And a second. A motion and a second. Any other discussion?
David, Dan,
Submit your votes, please.
Yeah. Hey, you.
Let's see the votes. Unanimous approval to approve that, that rezoning, ordinance number 3317. Item number 14, discussion possible action to authorize bid number 2019-01 for the construction of a prefab metal building at the regional airport. Shalon?
Back in March, the city council gave permission to solicit the bids for a 30 by 60 prefabricated metal building for storage and landscape equipment at the airport plus maintenance. There were 8 sealed bids that were opened and read aloud on April 8th. The lowest bid came in at $39,500 for Ruggs Construction out of Mulhall, Oklahoma. The current budget for this project is $35,000. The remaining $4,500 will come out of the airport's grounds and building account. And I have to remind you all that because the city of Edmond is a participant in the airport, they paid 50% of all the expenses, leaving a share for the city of Guthrie to pay $19,750.
Such a deal. Okay, questions?
So moved.
Of Shalon?
Second.
We have a motion and a second and no questions.
I
Okay,
get involved in that.
all right. Submit your votes, please. Let's see the votes. Unanimous approval to move forward then with that bid number 2019-01 on that prefab building at the regional airport. Item number 15, city manager report. Leroy?
I have no report tonight.
Item number 16, comments from members of the city council. Councilman Channel.
Of course, this is my first go-around up here, but I'd like to thank all the supporters and everybody that helped put me up here, and I just hope that I can live up to your expectations.
Councilman Long.
I guess I'd like to thank Ed Wood for giving me an easy race. He didn't sign up for a second term. And I also just want to thank everybody for coming out this last Saturday night for our first Red Brick Nights. The weather cooperated, and that was amazing. So appreciate you guys for taking part in that, too.
Good. Councilman Case.
Did you have to do this on the night of a concert? Tonight's the Berline concert, of course, and my wife had wanted to go, so anyway. I really don't have much to say. The guys at the city staff's doing a great job. Keep it up, Tenny, guys. Keep going.
Councilman Taylor.
Wow, you didn't have anything to say. That's amazing. Thank you, staff. I appreciate all your hard work. It's, I know it's a tough job out there, and like the chief says, everybody's online every day, so thank you guys very much. That's it, Mayor.
Vice Mayor Thomas.
Never heard that before. So, just want to thank everybody for their faith in me to bring me here and then to put me up as a vice mayor. That's a big vote of confidence. I appreciate the thoughts that you guys would put me up for that. Looking forward to the next couple of years. We've got a lot to do, and I know we're going to talk about a lot of that executive session, but I'm looking forward to it.
Good, thank you. Well, it's exciting times in Guthrie, and we've obviously got some new faces in front of you, but the dedication, commitment, and passion to do good things for our great community it continues on from one council to another. I can assure all of you that. all of those that are viewing us and those that are sitting here. After talking with all the councilmen, clearly, a huge commitment to our community. And so for that, we truly are blessed. Item number 17 is consider approval to convene into executive session for one item to discuss purchase and appraisal of real property that focuses on economic development. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
And a second. All in favor, push your button. Vote, please. Unanimous approval to move to executive session.